Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
It hurts. It hurts.
Oh, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, Monopoly gets a woke makeover. And why are transgenders having a hard time at the airport? And no more tricks for this old hawk. And is this a sick way to get likes and shares on your Facebook page? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Everyone getting their shots? Everyone of age are getting your shots? All the essential employees or essential workers out there getting your shots, your COVID-19 shots? I hope everyone's doing well and I hope everyone's getting along out there. I know there's some stuff going on in the West, but we will not talk about that. We like to try to keep it as light and fluffy as possible. We try not to... we try to be your daily distraction, your daily, weekly distraction from all those events, and I hope we successfully do that. Now, speaking of distraction, my wife the other day, every morning, we wake up, and I wake up and do the chores, and she wakes up and does her chores in the morning, and she was kind of short with me. And she said, I said, how'd you sleep? I always ask her how she sleep, and she hasn't been sleeping well. And she said, I slept okay, but... All right, what happened? She said, I had a bad dream. Well, what did you have a bad dream about? Well, I had a bad dream that you were mad at me or something and you left me. Okay, well, I'm still here. I know, but you left me in my dreams. Don't do that. Okay. You ever had that happen before? Someone gets mad at you for something you didn't do in their dreams? Hey, it's not my fault. That's what you think about me, that I would be that shallow and just leave you for something. Well, you just left me and I was upset. So I had bad dreams about that. Oh, right. Oh, honey, I'm here. Hug, kiss. I'm sorry. It's okay. I didn't mean to leave you in some world that I don't exist in your mind, unfortunately. But okay, if this makes it better, it makes it better. There you go. So she was worried about that, and she was a little poopy pants for a good couple hours. Because I know, you feel betrayed. You feel in your mind, you're like going, that's exactly what happened. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there making her breakfast, cutting up onions and dicing potatoes and souffleing the eggs and all the stuff that I do to make her breakfast in the morning. And I'm mad at you. All right, here's your meal. Enjoy that, please. You didn't cook my eggs right. Ah, shit! I knew something was wrong. That's it. Day's over. But something she did ask after she got over that the little dream thing, she did ask me to go down. Just to let you know, so we have a 22 some odd acre here, and we have horses and chickens and cattle and all the stuff. You've heard it a million times. So I am responsible for everything that goes on. Now, she feeds the horses and she grooms the horses. I do basically, I don't want to say everything else, but I do all the manual labor stuff. If I don't have to mess with the horses, I don't have to mess with the horses, because I don't know. I wasn't brought up around horses. I was brought up around fixing things and, repairing stuff. But as far as actual horse stuff, I can move them from one stall to another. I can feed them. I can give them water. Outside of that, I had no idea. So that's her job. So that's what she does. And my wife, because of the COVID-19, she's been working from the house. And this will be one full year now that she's been working from the house. So I have the luxury, quote unquote luxury, of working from home and doing the podcast from home. We have an 800 square foot studio up here. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Population, I think we gained 100 people last week. So I think we're at 2,600 people. But nonetheless, I'm here on the property at all times. So my wife, has me run errands, which is fine. I don't mind running errands. That's what I do. But you have to understand, where we live, it's 12 miles to somewhere. 12 miles. There's no gas station. It's 12 miles. And I tell you that to tell you this. So she asked me to run to the local CVS. I don't know why I said local. There's only one, so it's the only CVS, to get her prescription. Now, she's on medication. We're all on we're all getting older. We're all getting, slower, and we need, pills and stuff to help us live, I guess, to break it all down for you. So she asked me to go up there and get her prescription. Now, the prescription that she gets requires a photo ID from someone, from her. I'll get into the someone here in a second. So I said, yeah, I've done it a million times before. I've gone there and I see the same lady every time. I like the drive-through window. I pull up and, oh, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey. This time I had the bulldog with me. I had Cookie Puss with me. And she sits on the passenger seat. And she's like, oh, hold on. I got something for Cookie Puss. So she knows me and she knows my dog. And she goes and gets a milk bone and gives Cookie, here you go, Cookie. And, all right. And she's like, okay, the prescription that you're getting today, I need to see your photo ID. Sure, no problem. I know she's seen me a million times, yada, yada, yada. So I pull out my the debit card. I've got it all ready, and I know that one prescription needs my photo ID. So I hand it to her, and I hand her my driver's license, North Carolina driver's license, and I give it to her. And she's like, okay, the one is, X amount of dollars, and the other one is X amount of something dollars. And then she looks at me, and then looks back at me, and says, oh, by the way, Mr. Deacon, your driver's license is expired. I'm like, okay, really? Expired? She's like, yeah, right here, 2021. Now, my birthday was in January, first week of January. And I said, okay, well, I'll get that. I guess I got to go down. I can do that online. She's like, oh, yeah, you can get it online, and you can print out a little thing, and you'll get a little slip of paper that shows that you paid for it. And you can print out a photo copy of your driver's license. I said, okay. She said, but you can't have this medicine or the prescription. I'm like, oh, what? She's like, yeah, I can't give it to you. Your license is expired. I'm thinking to myself, 2 months, 2 months. I was here 6 months ago to get this thing, and now 4 months. And in the last 2 months, something's changed. I didn't say that. I just kind of go, okay, you know what? She's doing her job. She's handling controlled substance. And so this is her job, to make sure that, everyone is on the up and up. It's legit. I said, okay, no problem. I said, I'll go home and do it online and stuff. She's like, yeah, just print it out for me. And she said this. She said, you can print out the form once you pay for it and everything, and show me the form that's got your picture on it. In my mind, I heard, pay for it online, print out the receipt with your driver's license number on it, and bring it back to me. Okay, so I come home, 12 miles, back the other way, came up to the studio, because we're getting the house ready. The common computer that's down in the main living room area, or the main dining room area, everything's packed up. We're getting ready to have our floors sanded, so everything's packed up. So the only computers that we have running is here in the studio, and also my wife's in her office, which is, that room's not getting done. The floors aren't being sanded there. I know, it's diving really deep into our lives. So filled out everything, nc.dot.gov, whatever it is, filled it out, got my receipt. It was $47 to renew it. You'll have your license in 20 days, a hard copy. All right, fine. So I print it out and I go back up there. I'm like, hey, it's me again. She's like, oh, hey. She's like, what's your wife's birthday again? I told her the birthday. And she's like, and I showed her the piece of paper. She's like, is your driver's license number on there? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I don't see a picture of you. And I'm like, can we take my old license and kind of, here's my old license with my picture on it, driver's license number right there in the top, and this receipt that I just printed out from right here. It says ncdot.gov. I didn't make that up. I ain't got time to sit here and cut and paste all this shit. I was back in 12 miles there, 12 miles back. Can we make this happen? Unfortunately, sir, I can't. I can't release this medication. Oh, okay. She's like, yeah, I need something with your picture. You can get on she's so confident. You can get it on their website and print it out. And I said, okay, all right, I guess I missed a step. Sorry, I was in a rush. I'll go down. And I came back home, told my wife. She's like, oh my God, my license is suspended too. Because we both moved to North Carolina at the same time. So our license expired. Her birthday was in February. So I'm like, all right, what do we do? Your license, and so I'm sitting on hold with please press 1. I'm sitting through the tree, For the North Carolina DOT, press 1, press 2, press 3. I don't hear anything that says, how do I get my license? Press 4, press 5. And there's more to it. Press 1 if you like to have your points on your license revoked. Or say, revoked. Press 2 if you have questions about your insurance. Or say, insurance. Press 3 if you are renewing your license. Or say, renewing your license. Press, and you can see where I'm going. I'm like, get to the one that I want. Get to the one that I want. I'm on hold. We're sorry. Yeah. Due to the pandemic, calls might be take longer than extra normal. Okay. Oh, God. I said, there's got to be a way around this. I'm like, babe, where's my passport? Is that still valid? Yes, it's still valid. And we're in the same house, but we're texting each other. I'm in the studio and she's in her office. Yes, it's still valid. Babe, give me my passport. Drive back down there, another 12 miles, down there. Hey, I told the lady, hey, look, I know we're friends. You see my dog. You give me dog treats. You know, we're friends and all that stuff. You know, how's your son doing? Good. I hope he graduates this year. There's nothing on the North Carolina website that says print out picture of your license. Just letting you know. Oh, you might have to go down to the actual DMV to have that done. Okay. I got my passport. Is it valid? Yes, it's valid. Okay. Oh, it expires this July. Just let you know. Hey, how you doing, North Carolina? We're all friends here. So I give her the passport, and she runs a card. We do everything. Finally, I get the medication. I come back home. And I said, the passport, my wife's like, well, what happened? I said, the passport worked. We're fine. You've got your medication. Now calm down. She's like, oh, I wasn't worried about it. I'm like, yeah, but babe, it's me and you in this house. So if both of our licenses expired and we don't get a hard copy for 20 days and we're not allowed to pick up this prescription that you needed without a valid a valid North Carolina identification, how the hell, if we didn't have our passports, how the hell were we supposed to get this? Oh, anyone with a valid driver's license can go down and get it. What? Oh, yeah. Anyone. I said, so you're telling me I can send the neighbor's kid who just turned 18, he's got a valid license, driver's license, state ID, doesn't even need to be valid license, have to be 18 and over, down to the CVS, the local CVS, the only one in the area, to get your medication that's what they considered a controlled substance and bring it back here. She's like, yeah. I said, do you see something wrong with this system? My license is expired for 2 months, and I'm your husband, so I accept that I can go down there with a valid license and get your prescription because I'm on, quote unquote, your account. It's our insurance plan. My wife's name, my name, good to go. Neighbor's kid down there getting a prescription for us, last name's totally different. So you see, there's something wrong there in itself. She's like, oh, they captured the driver's license with the photo ID. Right. But there's something missing there. What if there's a scheme? There's a loophole. There's a way to cheat the system to get these quote unquote controlled substances and do bad with them. There's got to be something a little bit more put in place, and I don't know what that is. But I'm just letting you know that was my little issue that I had even just a couple hours ago here at the studio. All right, when we come back, we'll dive into the show, and we'll talk about some other things that are having some issues that I'm having problems with, and some people are having problems with. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, for every podcast we do, we also have a matching video. Also that we do as well, and for the longest time it was called Under the Tent, and I think it was confusing a lot of people. So we renamed it, rebranded it, and stuff, and it's called now just the Deacon Live Video Podcast, and it's just simpler. It's just easier when you say it. Everyone understands exactly what it is. The the initial or original title was called Under the Tent. And the reason why we say Under the Tent, I don't want to say it's kind of like a circus thing, but that's kind of like 90s, shock jock radio and stuff. So we just call it now, we're just going to call it the DeaconLive video podcast, which nothing's changed, just the way we address it. So for every podcast that we do, we also have a matching video that goes in tandem. So you can listen to the audio on your iHeart or wherever you listen to podcasts. And also you go to our Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, click on Deacon Live, and you can see the video. And we have several cameras here in the studio, and they rotate around, and you can see the computer monitor on stories and stuff that we're talking in real time. And you can see me throw my hands around like a wild fish and all the stuff that goes on here in the studio. Which is fun. Sometimes you want to put a face to a name or a name to a face. And my my emotions and my jazz fingers and stuff is quite a sight to see sometimes. All right, so a little update on everything here at the household at the French. Now, we call this place the French. Speaking of giving things names, it's a French. So we have 22 some odd acres. It's part farm, part ranch. So half of the property is we're setting our fields, getting ready for corn, getting ready for all the stuff that we're getting ready to plant, all the spring vegetables and stuff. And then we have, of course, horses and chickens. We have livestock and everything on the other side of the property. So it's a full-time job out here. Now, I told you last week about chip drop. So we had 40 cubic yards of mulch dumped on our driveway, on the little landing slab out there. And my wife and I, last weekend, I got on the tractor, got a big old Kubota tractor, and front bucket on it, and picked up, a load, scooped it up, put it in the flower bed, scooped it up, went all the way around the whole entire property. Still need another 40 yards. But we did like up by the house and stuff. So my wife out there, both of us out of shape, both of us getting old, believe me. Sedentary life, sitting behind a desk and sitting behind a computer all day long does that to you. So she's out there. I want to be physical. I want to get in there. And she did. She gave it her best college try, is what they say. And she spread 20 yards of mulch as I was dumping it into places. Next day I came back and I finished the other 20 yards. But I felt it. Like the next day, those muscles, you're like going, why is my arm? Oh, that's right. I opened a bottle of Pepsi the other day, and boy, is my arm sore. Just something as stupid as that. Why are my legs stiff? Oh, because I went up and down the stairs more than 4 times today. My legs are a little stiff. It's that sedentary life that you get used to with the whole pandemic and everything. Now, I see a lot of people out there getting around and moving around, and great. I love seeing pictures. I love seeing you guys out there and enjoying the nice weather we've been having now that the season's changed. This gentleman, speaking of being old, this gentleman right here is calling it quits. He's 53 years old, and God, that alone makes me feel old, because I remember as a little kid, and I say a little kid, a teenager, looking up to this guy. You can't say this sport without putting his name in it as well. And that's Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is what they consider the Michael Jordan of skateboarding. He has put skateboarding in the mainstream and is larger than the sport itself in the heyday. If you were a kid in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, you probably played Tony Hawk's Pro Skateboarder on the video games. I never played it. Well, Tony Hawk is now 52 years old now. And like any person that age, right, they're probably not in the best physical peak. I'm several years removed from Tony Hawk, and I'm not in that physical shape. It seems that Tony Hawk has acknowledged that the end is getting near and it's time to hang up his board for good, at least the trick performing capacity. So he's not going to be riding half pipes. He's not going to be doing all the big stunts and stuff, because I'm sure he doesn't recover. Now, if you were to skateboard every day from 18 to 52, you would think you'd be in good shape. It's kind of like maybe a boxer or a wrestler. You get beaten up and pounded on and dumped and flipped and fall and, scarred and scraped. After a while, it takes a beating on your body. It takes a toll on your body. And Tony Hawk, at 52 years old, says he's a 52-year-old man, and a feat of itself is now hanging up his skateboard for the very last time. Now, this trick right here, he did the last trick. He did his last trick, a trick that could almost feasibly not be thinkable, almost imaginable. It's an Ollie 540. So if you're watching us here on the Deacon Live video podcast, here is the original one he did in 1989. Let's see if this will pull up the video so you guys can see it. Switch screens here so we can all be friends. Here we go. Turn on some sound. So here he is doing the 540 ollie on a half pipe. And what a 540 ollie is basically he goes 1.5 times around in the air on his board without his hands touching it or anything. It's amazing to see just that. And this is in 1989. Whee, boop, and then right back down in it. Now that was him in 1989. And to round out his whole career of work, this was the last trick he did, the same 540 at age 52. That was it. Oh, he's got to land it. Sorry. Let me blow this up so you can see.
Sorry. I broke everything.
He slid off the ramp. These are all the process of him trying to land the last trick. 52! That's it. Shoots the board off the ramp. Holds his eyes down on his knees.
I'm kind of sad. So sick, dude. Dude,
Perfect.
I'm a little sad.
That was the last one.
Yeah. That I've never had much finality to anything, but that definitely was the last one I'll ever do. Fuck it. Happy I made it.
That's what we're talking about, baby, dude. That's so sick.
And he makes it look so easy. He floats up and down that thing.
Thanks, guys, for hanging in there with me.
You got it, Tony. Thanks, Tony, for all the memories and stuff. Great. I mean, he wraps up his whole entire life career on doing that. And it's amazing that he could do... Oops, let's do this. And last that long. There's not a whole lot of skateboarders out there. He could have done it in a little bit more show. If he wanted to eke some money out of there, believe me. If he wanted to eke some money out of there, he could have done a whole, this is my last performance. You know, how many times has Kiss gone away? Hey, this is our farewell tour. Again, how many times have rock and rollers done that? Tony Hawk bows out with grace. So there you have it. All right, when we come back, a TV host gets attacked by a naked woman. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty. And they aired it, too. So stick around. We'll play that here when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the social contacts, and you see all the different ways you can follow us, like us, share us, all the things that links us to you and you to us as well. And one thing you guys might not know, that the rejoin music, the going ins and out, the outro music and the intro music during the breaks and stuff, they're all local. I say local. Hold on, let me backtrack. These are artists that have reached out to Deacon Live and want to share their music to our listening audience. So do us a favor. Go over to Prophet Radio, and for all the bands and stuff that you hear on the Deacon Live podcast. You can find all their links, all their social contacts and stuff. Make sure you show them some support as well. As much as you guys have shown love for us, share the same love for them as well. We appreciate that, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it as well. Now, someone who doesn't appreciate having fans is this young lady right here. A TV presenter on Access Direct, a news show in Romania broadcasts network Antenna 1, which is weird how they had the TV sets up and stuff. In the middle of her live segment this past week, she was in the middle of her segment when a woman came charging at her. The incident was captured on film, showing how the representative of the TV show, the host of the TV show, stopped talking and started screaming as she reacted to something off camera. The shot then pans out completely to a naked woman is seen running rapidly towards her, towards the presenter, holding something in her hand. While the host backs off, the woman throws the object at the host, who manages to die. Kind of like that whole George W. Bush thing when the guy threw the shoe at him. He kind of like ducked and said, "Hey, miss me." At the same time, a member of the crew runs out and tries to stop the woman, who starts shouting. Other members of the staff follow soon as the woman was overpowered. So the host was fine. No one was harmed during the whole thing. But it took 6 people to remove the woman from the set, according to a Romanian outlet. Antenna 1 stopped the show for 15 minutes and ran promos in the meantime while they figured out how to get everything back on track. The host said, "I'm just in shock." Excuse me. "I made a great effort to stay calm. I was attacked right when I entered the set." Here's a story in a little bit more detail. And the way you see this is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, click on Deacon Live, and you can see for every podcast we do, we also have a video podcast as well. So here you go. Make sure I got everything up. Ready to go.
A naked woman attacked popular TV presenter Mila Vader live on Romanian TV channel Antenna 1. The incident happened during the broadcast of the show Access Direct. The recordings show a woman without clothes running onto the set and demanding that Vader return the money and throw a stone at the lead. However, she made a mistake and the journalist's colleagues immediately rushed to her aid and stopped attacking. After the show resumed, Mirella Wider admitted that she was shocked and that she feared for her safety. "This woman approached me very quickly and tried to hit me with a stone. I was shocked because I didn't understand what was happening. I didn't have the courage to act faster. I was lucky that she couldn't hit me," Vader said.
So here's the actual video of the woman running up on stage. So if you want to see the video, of course, you know where to go. Here you go. This is for all our Romanian fans out there, too.
Procuroarea, pe care noi sigur că așa am și crezut-o și ne-am bazat și am sperat că va face ceva în acest caz atâta vreme cât poliția nu face nimic de vreun an și ceva, spune că... Ce? Nu!
So the woman runs out, and the way it's set up, you ever seen like Entertainment Tonight? They're kind of like standing on this wide open stage, and the host is standing there, and this woman, I don't know how she got into the set, runs right at her. And you know how they have those big flat screen TVs behind her? So there's one of the sound guys, I guess, one of the camera guys, I don't know, stagehand is in between the host and this naked one, and she's on naked. I mean, you could see that she is the curtains. What do they say? The carpet matches the drapes. So here you go. Yeah. So then they cut it off real quick, and then they went off the air and ran some promos and stuff. But yeah, how about that? It's a crazy person in Romania trying to get I guess, I don't know, trying to get the host off the show. Now, here's the thing, and I came across this through my own Facebook feed, my own Facebook fan page that we have, and the way you find that is go to prophetradio.com, click on social contacts, and all my pages are up there as well. So this person right here, Preda, Preda Marian, it showed up on one of my friends. You know how you share someone else's posts on your Facebook feed, and it showed a post saying, hey, this person is 114. Can she get 1,000 likes or 2,000 likes? Look at this, 114, 100, whatever. And I was like, I looked at it, and the one that popped up was this girl who had some kind of physical malnormity, like my speech, abnormities in her body, and say, hey, this is her 5th birthday. We didn't think she'd live this long. Say happy birthday and click and share and like and click and share and like and click and share and like. And I said, okay, well, that's kind of weird that this person, Preda Marian, would post something like this. So let's see what Preda Marian is. And I look at the fan page of Preda Marian, and you can see this on the video here, followed by 42,000 people, over 42,000, coming up on 43,000, very close. And I look, and it's a person from Romania. And you say, well, great, that's fine. They want to celebrate this person's birthday or this person's this birth defect, I guess is a horrible way to say it, but that's the thing. But I look at every post that this person has posted on their Facebook feed. If you're looking, this old lady sitting in a chair, she's got a big old birthday cake, probably weighs twice as much as she does, says, happy 114th birthday, Nan. The next one down. This is my birthday. Can you wish me a happy birthday? Many will ignore my cause because I'm disabled, which is blah, 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 blah. My little angel. No one will post happy birthday to me. Next one. This guy had whatever and something's wrong with him. Can you post a happy birthday? Today's my birthday. And there's a person on there that she's a dwarf or I don't want to say midget. Is that the wrong thing to say? She's a little person who's missing an arm. She's half the person she used to be. And it says, today's my birthday. Will you please wish her a happy birthday? And it's got 2,500 comments. It's got, 1,000, almost 2,000 likes and shares and 700 shares. And then here's the, today is my birthday. Can you wish me? And it shows another, and that's all this person's page is. What's the disease where you look like an old man, but you're 9 years old or something like that? I forget what it's called. Hey, my name's Julia. It's very important for me to see all my happy birthday. It makes me feel good while I'm sitting in bed. And it's this another baby or child that's a weird looking. I'm sorry. The Facebook page on Preda Marian is nothing but all these kids or adults that have these birth defects that are. I don't know. I think that what they're doing is they're taking advantage. They're abusing the system. I'm just doing it for the likes and shares. And it's this guy out of Romania. And you're like going, well, how do you know that's not? Well, here's a picture of him. Look, here he is right here. Hold on, let me pull up the thing so you can see it. There he is. Hello, I am Romania. This is my Romanian wife. We are two normal people. I'm standing here. And then you're like going, well, how do you know that's him? How do you know that's the guy and it's not some other? I don't know. But then I click on the Instagram page because he's got a link to it. And it shows him with like he just bought a Passat. But that's it. And he's got 5 posts. But for whatever reason, he's got 1,300 followers. So I don't know, are these accounts out there? Are they just for the posts and likes and shares? Because every one of these posts that he has with these kids on there with some kind of defect or some kind of achievement because of their defect, 2,500 likes, 34,000 comments, 1,300 shares. What do you do with this kind of Facebook currency? 2,000 comments, 318 shares. Let's see, what's the other one? 118,000 comments, 193 shares. Every single picture is over $1,000. Everything's over $1,000. Look at this child right here. I have no legs, like Forrest Gump. I have no legs. I can't run and walk. 2,100 comments, 324 shares, 1,700 likes. Now, if he's doing something and donating money, which I don't see happening. Let's see. Hello, my name's Margarita. This is a post from Preda Marian. Hello, my name's Margarita. Today I am 87 years old. Nobody congratulated me because I don't have anyone. I'm alone. Congratulate me if you want. Okay, I'm alone. Someone took the picture. Someone cleaned your house back there. And it's got 3,006 numbers are so confusing to me sometimes. 3,600 comments, 900 and something shares, almost 3,000 likes and hearts and whatever. And it's a lot of these kids that are chemo kids that are sitting in hospitals, or old ladies that are, I'm all alone, wish me happy birthday. It's either kids in hospitals or little old ladies on this Facebook page. And I think they're just taking advantage of it. I think, is that wrong? Is that wrong to get the likes and shares on your Facebook page when your whole page is dedicated to someone else's misery? Hey, I don't have a family. I don't have legs. I'm missing an eye. I've got a birth defect on me. Yeah, it's sad and sick all in the same sentence. If that makes any sense. Oh God. All right, let's get away from this. All right, when we come back. Your favorite game is getting woke. Well, is it your favorite game? A lot of kids today probably don't even know how to play this game. We'll dive into that, and we'll do some light and fluffy. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be part of the show? Of course you do. Everyone wants to be part of something, and you can be part of the Deacon Live show as well. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. There's a little blue bar at the very bottom right-hand side of your screen. Excuse me, says Be Heard. Click on that, opens up a microphone right on your laptop, right on your tablet, right on your phone. And all you do is you speak right into it. It comes right here to our inbox, and you can talk about anything. Tell us where you're from. You have any questions about the show, any of the articles that we talk about here on Deacon Live, you can leave us a message right there, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. I promise you. And if I don't, well, I owe you $100. How about that? It's a $100 guarantee. It's very easy to get on board with that. So, something that's hard to get on board with, when they show like the world of the future, you're like, you can do this without, touching. You don't need money. Everyone can be microchipped, or you can have this. And a lot of people, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, yeah, I'd like to do all that and not have to touch or worry about anything. I can take my grocery cart and just pass it right through the line. It knows everything in my grocery cart, scans it, knows who I am. I can just walk out. It pays for my account. And then the older we get, back then, we realize that Big Brother's trying to step in and control our lives, and conspiracy this and conspiracy that, coronavirus this, microchips this, they're following us, stimulus checks. Can I say any other trigger words to get anyone out there riled up and leave a message here on the Deacon Live podcast? One of the biggest employers in Florida. Now, I'm a Florida boy, born and raised. I was born in Orlando, Florida, lived there for many years, and then we moved up here to a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville, which is just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where we broadcast the Deacon Live podcast. So I've got still strong ties in the Florida area, and I always like to see what's going on in Florida, the most beautiful place in the world, and the most magical place in the world is stepping up their technology game. And what they're doing is, as of this past Tuesday, Disney World says they will begin testing facial recognition technology for 1 month at the Magic Kingdom starting this past Tuesday. Disney said the technology will capture the image of the guest's face and convert that to a unique number, which will then be used for park entry. With the future in mind, and the shift to focus on more touchless experiences, we conducted a limited 30-day testing of facial recognition, the company said. The resort said participation is optional, so you can do it or you can't do it. But are they really doing it for real? Those who wish to participate are asked to arrive with a valid theme park admission and the Disney Park reservation pass. Here's how it works. Get ready. Voluntarily doing this. A guest will enter the quote-unquote facial recognition technology test lane. or they could have come up with a cooler name, the FRTTL. They could have called it the frat line. How about that? Call it the frat line, the FR something T lane, frat lane. Guests will be asked to remove any accessories except their face coverings. Well, hold on. Let's read further. The theme park asks visitors to remove hats, visors, sunglasses before approaching the facial recognition zone. Once in the test zone, the guests are asked to stand facing the camera and position their valid theme park admission, or what they call the magic band, close to the scanner to activate the technology. If the guest returns to the Magic Kingdom during this time, it didn't say remove the mask. It didn't say remove the mask. It could have been anyone. It could have been my neighbor's kid going over there to pick up my prescription. It could have been anyone. If the guest returns to the Magic Kingdom during the test, they can consider entering the lane to help Disney better understand how the technology works. Okay, so you have to go back through the same lane again. This test will run all the way to April 23rd. So let's see what WTVS in Orlando says.
Well, Disney World is asking for volunteers to test out some new facial recognition policies and programs there. Disney's website says it will take a picture of the guest's face and then link it to that person's form of admission to the parks. The company says it's trying to move toward a more touchless experience. If you want to take part in this, you do need to show up at one of the parks with a valid ticket and Disney Park Pass reservation.
So there you go. I mean, if you want to, I'm assuming that it's for Florida residents, because Disney always runs something with Florida residents. You know, hey, Florida residents, 25% off or 10% off or whatever the discount is for Florida residents, because, you know, you have to suffer with all this traffic and stuff. Let's give you 5% off and maybe a free meal or something. Now, something that's been around for a very, very long time, like Disney World, and they're changing the way they're doing business as far as technology-wise, is this game right here. This game right here is now getting a woke upgrade. Classic Monopoly game is about to get real on several different levels. Community chess cards have been updated with a feel-good moments, is what they're calling it. For nearly 100 years, American children and adults have enjoyed the classic Monopoly board game. One of the features of the game is a community chest where the player draws a card and results in financial rewards or penalties. One of the features of the game is, I already said that. You can either send a player to jail or gets a jailbird out of the clink. Get out a free jail card. Now, in today's quote-unquote woke society, Hasbro has decided to upgrade the cards, no longer match what we perceive to be in their customers' cultural priorities. The company has launched a new website to allow people to vote how to best update the community chest to include feel-good moments that reflect the best things about being a part of a community, quote-unquote, the community chest. In a post on Hasbro's site on Thursday, the company has declared, "Goodbye, second place beauty contest. Hello, shopping local." Oh, God. I know. Monopoly is finally updating its community chest cards, and you get to decide how. The world has changed a lot since Monopoly became a household name more than 85 years ago. They said 100 years, so let's go with 85. It's clearly today's community is more important than ever. We felt like 2021 was the perfect time to give fans an opportunity to show the world what community means to them. No, what they're doing is they're getting ahead of the bullet. Is what they're doing. They're going, well, if they're picking on Pepe Le Pew and Dr. Seuss, who's to say that we're not next? They're going to turn to board games. They're going to other child things that we had growing up that made us feel all warm and fuzzy, and they're going to call us out. They're going to call us out on that. So they're just getting ahead of the game. We are really excited to see what the new cards get voted in. What do the proposed cards say? Well, they say no longer will the 16 cards focus on school tax or bank errors or beauty contests. Just simply going directly to jail is out. And you can apparently forget about that whole advance to go just for the heck of the thing. Well, you get 200 if you pass go, right? Depending on who you play with. I think some people have adapted the game where to make it quick, they actually hand out the properties like handing out cards, like you're dealing cards on a deck, and you see what you go from there. But if you ever play with a person that says you got to go around the board one complete time and pass go before you can buy a property, get ready for a long night of Monopoly playing, because, that literally is the original rule that says once you start, you can't buy anything unless you go around the board one time. That's why Monopoly is almost like a 15-week. It's longer than a cricket game sometimes. New cards are all about sending a message about importance of being woke member of your community. These will lecture you on the importance of volunteering, community involvement, and not upsetting your neighbors, giving blood, rescuing puppies, shopping local, recycling, and even naming bugs. Visit, you ready for this? All you kids out there, all you woke people out there, if you want to change the cards, this is where you go to. Visit MonopolyCommunityChest.com, and we'll post this up on the DeaconLive portion of the radio station. You can cast 16 votes, picking out their favorite cards as a pair of potential woke messages via the honor and replacing of the traditional stack, blah, 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 blah. Below are 32 voting options that are available on the Hasbro site. So the game no longer uses dollar signs, but instead uses Monopoly's own money symbol. So what's the money symbol? Oh, really? So for example, instead of the S with the line through it, like the dollar sign, they're using an M with 2 lines through it. Nazis. I'm just saying. So here's one right here, and I'm not going to go through them all, but here's just a prime example. You volunteer. All right, here's one community chest card that you can vote on, one or the other. So the first card reads, you volunteer your art skills and point a mural, I think it's supposed to be paint. See, I can read better than these people can type. You volunteer your art skills and paint a mural on the local school. Collect $50. Or, same card, you can organize a group to clean up your own town's walk path. I think they're going to go with the first one because I don't think anyone... And collect $50. All right, so here's another one they want to change. You can vote on this one. You can organize a bake sale for your local school. Collect $25. Or... you can weed the community garden and discover a new bug. Name it something fun, and then collect $25. All right, so these are all the cards. There's card 14, card 9, card 7. You can see them all up here on the video for the podcast, and it's all that you can vote on all of them. And the way you do that, again, is to go to, hold on, let me scroll back up to the top, MonopolyCommunityChest.com, and vote on your favorite one, and those will make it to the next thing. Now, Monopoly has gotten over 15,000 different versions. If it was a cartoon, they got a Monopoly version. If it was something that happened in society or the planet or something, they've got a Monopoly version on it. So this is just the latest thing. This is nothing new other than they're changing the actual community chest cards, which is weird. What about the chance cards? Aren't they going to change those a little bit? Hey, advance to the nearest railroad, pay the guy double, something like that. And there's some other chance cards in there you might want to fix too. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about why transgender people are having a problem at the airport, and it might not for the reason that... And when we come back, we'll talk about why transgender people might be having a hard time getting through the airport. And it might not be what you're thinking about. Or maybe it is. Find out. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social contact sections, or all our contacts. And the way you do that is go to the Prophet Radio section. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social contacts, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the social contacts, and while you're there, you can get some free swag. You want some free stuff from the station? Of course you do. Fill out the little form there, pick out what you want, and we'll send it right to you. All you guys overseas, it might take a little longer longer to get it to you. But those of you who are listening to us in the United States, we appreciate you. And part of that is fill out that little form and we'll send you some free stuff. How about that? Hey, pretty bad. Not bad. Pretty bad or not bad? Figure it out. Now, something that's going on right now, millions and millions and millions of miles away. You know who the Wright brothers are. The one that had, the first airplane and stuff. Part of the Wright brothers' first airplane is actually on the NASA Mars chopper. Now, what is this thing you're talking about? Now, don't forget, NASA has sent up a rover called Perseverance, and once it gets there and it's moving around and stuff, they actually have like a drone on the rover, and they've got a swatch about the size of a stamp that they've actually taken from the Wright brothers' plane, the first plane that flew from the museum, and sent it up there at a 300 and some odd million miles away. So a piece of the fabric of the wing of the plane that the Wright brothers had is sitting on Mars right now, and it's part of the actual drone that's getting ready to launch April 8th. This will mark the Wright brothers' moment where they took flight. I guess April 8th is when they actually took the flight. From the historical park in Dayton, Ohio, the Wright brothers' hometown, well, you can debate first in flight or hometown, North Carolina and Ohio, kind of go back and forth across that, donated a postage-size piece of muslin, M-U-S-L-I-N, from the plane's bottom left wing and placed it. The swatch made a 300 million mile journey all the way to Mars with the blessing of the Wright brothers' great-grandniece and the great-grandnephew, says the park curator. So there you go, a piece of the Wright brothers' plane that got us to where we are and landed us on Mars. Put a little square piece of the plane, or the plane on the drone that's up there on Mars. Now, here's another story for you. And the reason why I tell you these stories, you're like going, well, these two stories don't link. They will. Don't worry. A mother expecting a girl spends hundreds and hundreds of dollars on all pink wear only to give birth to a boy. A mother who was excitedly gave away her son's old clothes and spent hundreds of dollars on pink accessories after being told she was going to have a girl is left in shock when her third boy arrives after a scan mix-up. Lauren Keene, 26, from Bradford, has been preparing to welcome a baby girl. She had spent hundreds of dollars on pink items and picked out the name Marilyn. I guess like Marilyn Manson. I guess she's a big fan. She was left speechless when she gave birth to a baby boy called Dexter. Well, that's kind of weird. Okay. Now, who's now 2, according to this article. She said she loved her son to bits, but was still mourning that she didn't have the girl, or the girl that she never had. The mother of 2 sons was thrilled to welcome her first daughter and was left in shock when the third boy arrived after a gender scam mistake. Lauren Keene, 26, from Bradford, West Yorkshire, spent hundreds of dollars on pink items for her first daughter, including personalized clothes, only to deliver another boy. The mother and her partner, doesn't say husband, doesn't say whatever, Carl Nunn, were stunned when the midwives handed them their newborn, who they have already named Marilyn, only discovered their third baby wasn't a daughter they were expecting. Hey, it has twiggenberries instead of, what do they call it, a pocketbook? Coin purse? I guess that's what they're saying. The couple were thrown for a roller coaster of emotion after spending hundreds of dollars on pink accessories. Over and over, this article says. Thank you very much. While Lauren says she felt rushed to love her son, she felt the rush of loving her son. At the same time, she also felt grieving that her daughter that she was expected is not here. The mom said, British, I was expecting to hold my daughter for the first time. The child, our final child, we knew. And hold on, let's do this properly. The mom of 3 said, British, I was expecting to hold my first daughter, our final child, and we knew our family would be complete. I was numb. I didn't know the process of everything that was happening, and it took me a while to get over it. I had agreed to be, sterilized. It says sterilized. I guess cutting the tubes. I guess that's what they call it over there, because this was my third C-section, and another pregnancy would have been too risky. All right, so she I guess they got a scan mix up. Now, can you blame the hospital for that? Hey, what's your name again? All right, that looks like your kid, I guess. You want to look at that? Does that look like your kid in the scans? I guess. I don't know. How do you mix that up? The rules are a little loosey-goosey over there, by the way. Now, talking about loosey-goosey. Oh, what a segue this is. This is going to start talking, so hold on. Okay, it's going to do that. Transgender Rose Montoya posted a viral TikTok video earlier this week recounting a story about how her transphobic airport travel experience on March 19, 2020. In her video, Montoya reveals that the TSA worker asked if she wanted to be scanned as a man, and she took offense to this. Now, hold on, because I think we get all up in arms to a certain point as far as, are you a man? Are you a woman? Are you trans? Are you this? Are you that? And how you want to be addressed, all the pronouns and everything. Now, hold on. You have to understand, being a trans person, you have to understand that you're going to come across some new boundaries, some new thresholds that you have to cross, and you yourself have to be prepared on how to deal with this. All right? Are you listening to me out there, transgender people? So for you to get likes and dislikes and whatever, and you have to understand, this is all new to us. I know it's not new to you. It's not a new idea in itself, but it is new to be accepted, and you have to accept that this is new to us. It's kind of like, not on the same scale, but how segregation had to be worked into not only the United States, how segregation has to be worked in through any culture or any society, how you have to handle these situations. Now, here's what happened. This transgender, and by the way, I must say, looking at the picture, and you can watch for every podcast we do, we also have a podcast video for every show you do, so you can see this in real time on my computer screen as I'm talking about it, and I'm moving my cursor around and all this stuff, like those how-to videos. This young woman, man, whatever you want to call this person, what's the person's name? Let's do that. Rose Montoya is, I'm going to say it, drop dead gorgeous. Very, 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 very attractive until she starts talking, or Rose starts talking, and the Adam's apple comes out a little bit. But for the most part, beautiful person, beautiful specimen. God, that's horrible in itself. But this person is very attractive. I can say a man is very handsome. I can say a woman is very attractive. If I look at those people, I'm comfortable with myself saying that. So here's the story of what actually happened to Rose Montoya when she was at the, let's see, what airport was she at? Does it say? Of course it doesn't. It's going to make me play the video. So here we go. Blow this up so everyone can see it. We can all be friends. Oops.
Can we talk about how horrible it is to travel while being transgender sometimes?
Okay, so she sounds like she's had a couple cigarettes, so let's go this way.
I always have immense anxiety leading up to going through security. And this being said, I totally recognize the privilege of having all of my documents correct. So the gender marker on my license, for example, says female. But going through the...
So she's got all her documents on her, all her stuff. Everything's been transferred over. Everything says female. Everything says what she is or what she represents on all her documents. But going through the scanner, there's a male and a female scanner at the TSA checkpoint. So here she goes.
The scanner, there's a male scanner and a female scanner in the TSA checkpoint. And looking at me, I look like a woman, and I am a woman. So that's...
She does. She looks like a very attractive... She could be a model or like a B-list actress.
It's great. I love having cis-assuming privilege when I feel unsafe, such as in an airport. But going through the scanner, I always have an anomaly between my legs that sets off the alarm.
So she says, when I go through the scanner, I have an anomaly that's between my legs that sets off the alarm.
And so she asked me if I had anything in my pants, and I told her no. And she's like, well, maybe it's just like the metal on your shorts, so let's scan you again. So I did, and then it set it off again. And I was like, look, I'm trans, just pat me down. And
so, am I saying this? I'm saying this. So the the lady at the TSA says there might be some metal on your stuff and on your shorts. And the Rose says, "No, I'm trans. Can you just pat me down and can we get on with this? You know, I still have the plumbing and my unit. So for all intents purposes. So here we go. This is and there's a flip side to this. So hold on.
Her solution was, do you want to be scanned as a man instead? I didn't, but I ended up doing it, and then my boobs set off the scanner because...
So, yeah, so do you want to be scanned as a man? She's like, no, but I did. So she got scanned as a man, and because she's got fake boobs, it triggered another sensor that went off that's saying you're not supposed to have these.
Of course. So I tried to make a joke of it. I was like, oh, yeah, there's a lot of plastic in there. It's fine. So then she was like, okay, well, we have to pat you down. And she was like, do you want a man to do it? I said, no, absolutely not.
So would you...
I have custody of Jace.
Thank you. Thank you. So if you're a transgender and you're a woman, I guess you represent a woman, I guess you would feel bad or feel uncomfortable having a man pat you down. Would you not? But if a woman pats you down and they feel the units, you know, you're what made you a male, is that what kind of harm and mental angst is that going to give the TSA person? I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to pat down a woman who's now a man and say, look, all right, well, that's kind of weird. Something's supposed to be there, but it's not there. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. To get your feedback. And your feedback is very easy to get to us. Just go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com, and click on the Be Heard section. Let me know how you think about that, how the person or TSA should handle that, or if you yourself have been through this. All right, when we come back, I got a couple more things, and my wife's going to like this coming up. It's a new ice cream that's out there. It's going to be her favorite. And then we'll let you guys get back to what you got to do. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. I'd like to thank all you guys for sharing us and doing all the stuff that makes us part of you and you part of us as well. We really do appreciate it here at Deacon Live. And don't forget to make sure you go over and like all the independent artists, all the musical guests that you hear during the intros and outros of the Deacon Live podcast. Show them some love as well. Now, someone who loves to show love, you've seen like fishing boats and stuff, you know, going down the water and they're coming back from their catch and stuff and they got like leftover bait and you see all like the seagulls and stuff fly overhead and they're, you know, hey, they're all saying, can I have some of your bait, sir? Can I have some of your bait? Are you going to eat that bait? Are you going to eat that bait? Well, over here in Cabo, there's an mammal by the name of Poncho, and he is a local legend in Cabo. And if you play your cards just right and you go through a certain area of a stretch of water, you might see Poncho. So here you go. He's throwing all of his old bait fish out. You've got all the pelicans out there and they're flying. You know, they hover over. I know it's a little loud. Hold on. The pelicans are flying over, and the fisherman's like going through his bait. You know, we're going in. We can't use this bait anymore. And he slows down. All of a sudden, right here. Are you watching this? They turn the motors down. Something comes jumping out of the water right onto the boat. It's Poncho. A sea lion jumps right on the back of the boat like he's been there a million times before. There he is. He's Poncho. So this guy is obviously he's a charter captain out there, and he's sticking his face in the... Here's Poncho. He's sticking his face in the live tank, getting all the bait out. So obviously this guy has seen this sea lion jump up on his boat and eat all the stuff. What a fat pig! So this charter captain here, he's having a good time. His customers are having a good time too. And there he goes, right back in the water. There goes Poncho. So if you're in Cabo, if you ever gone like rent a charter boat, you can see Poncho as well. And that's a good fan favorite. Now, another fan favorite, my wife likes to have, at the end of the day, at the end of her very long day, now don't get me wrong, she works very hard. She puts in, 12 to 13 hours a day on the computer, talking to people. She talks more than I do, which is hard to believe. But at the end of the day, she likes to relax with a nice cold beverage like I do on a daily basis. And she has gotten fond of the peanut butter whiskey. Now, we found, the Screwball that's out there is $20 some odd for whatever milliliters. There's a product out there called Rams Point, almost the exact same taste, half the price. But for all you people out there, and my wife included, Screwball has now come out with a Screwball peanut butter chocolate swirled whiskey ice cream. So if you're watching this on the video here, 21 and over. Let's see if I can find anything like that. It says from the makers of, let's see, Daddy's Dairy. Let's see, ice cream. Here's a video of them unboxing the Screwball ice cream.
Guess what I found? I have 9 pints of Screwball left in Stoughton. Come get it.
So they have 9 pints over here at Daddy's Dairy. Sorry. I guess it's flying off the shelf. So if you find it out there, if you've had it before, let us know. All right, guys, on that note, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to us, downloading us, sharing us, being a part of our show. We love each and every one of you. On behalf of all our sponsors and all the local bands and all our unsigned bands, make sure you follow them and subscribe and like them and show them some love as well. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
You see my makeup? Had a third eye here. Had to do something with it. I wear a face mask when I go to sleep. So I'm sure the oils and stuff is collected there and it's caused a hemorrhage. All right, guys. Take care. Good night.